Did you feel the energy that we all kind of felt in this game? Did it feel like something different than a preseason game?
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, to see that crowd out there and the way they reacted, it was awesome, really. I mean, you didn't expect that in a preseason game, but everybody enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, definitely.
Jason Potherson in Vegas. Face-off wins early in the first period was a little tough, but talked to Cody Eakin in the second period. He said, you know, he came up, he said he was just trying to get 50% in the second and forward, but talk about face-offs today.
Yeah, they were bad the first period, obviously, and you know, you pride yourself in winning face-offs, and like I said, we had a tough time in the first period in face-offs, but again, I thought we played a good first 8 or 10 minutes of that first period and played really well, and then after that I thought we fell asleep for about 25 minutes in the game, the middle part of the game, and then in the third we played real well. But the face-offs got better as the night went on, and I think it's just about guys going in there battling and winning the one-on-one battles in the face-off circle, and we didn't start out real well.
Jesse Granger, Las Vegas Sun. Coach, Alex Tuck was one of the more aggressive guys, especially in the forechecking. Just how important is that to what this team's doing, and how well has he been performing out there?
No, I thought he played a good game tonight. You know, him and Willie Carrier had a real good third period, and his forecheck was real good too. So those guys are big, strong guys that can skate, and we were happy that they, you know, bumped the body and played the game the way they played it. Both of them, I thought, played real well.
As a guy in Tuck that came into this camp just hoping to make the team, now he's out there on the power play with some of the top guys. Have the expectations for him changed at all through preseason?
No, he's like one of those guys battling for that spot, and he got to keep playing well and keep working hard, and he get a chance to get an opportunity to play on our team. And like I said, so far he's done a real good job, and we'll see where it goes.
Ryan Wallace, Lowe's Broadcasting. Cody Eakin, his line was very, very good tonight. What about their chemistry? How did they manage to just put that together tonight, having a great game?
I thought they worked hard and competed hard. I mean, you know, tonight we're coming into the game and we had a pretty good roster up there, and the LA team, you didn't recognize a whole lot of names. You know, but they came in here and they worked hard and they competed hard and battled hard, and it's always about, you know, it doesn't matter who you're playing against or what type of roster. It's a team that works the hardest and competes the hardest, and that's probably why they got the break at the end, because they worked a little harder than us tonight, and they competed a little harder and loose pucks, and you know, even though we had more shots and probably a better chance to score, they deserved to win that game. They competed and battled hard.
Hey Coach, Vince Sapienza with Fox 5 here in Vegas. Going back to the energy, the atmosphere, I know a couple days ago you said you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know if it would be 18,000 or 8. I guess, so were you surprised by the atmosphere, the crowd, and how long they were able to kind of sustain that energy throughout the game?
Now, once I walked out and seen the crowd from the first, you know, for the first start of the first period, you knew it was going to be a nice night, because they got excited right away, and I think when that fight happened early in the game, you know what type of crowd it was going to be. So they enjoyed the fight, they enjoyed the game, and they were really into it. So it was a great game experience tonight.
Ken?
We noticed later in the game, Shipachyov stopped taking draws and Marchessault started taking them. Was that because he was not having success, or was that the plan?
It wasn't a plan by me. It was just maybe they switched off a little bit. Maybe Shippy said to Marcy, "I'm not having much success, so you go in there." I didn't tell him that. You know, it's an exhibition game, and I want guys to get better in there. So if he switched it up a little bit with Marchessault, it wasn't a plan by the coaches.
And then as far as the 3-on-3 at the end, was that the plan? Did you have a plan going in, or was that an expectation before the game that you were going to go with those 3 guys?
Yeah, you write your card down, and sometimes you change them, sometimes you don't. I mean, I write all 4 groups of 3-on-3 going in, and that's what they usually do. And like you said, if the game's going on and one guy plays really well and you want to switch it up, you switch it up. But that was the plan.
Dave, front left here. Dave Shane, Review Journal. How much did the first goal, just kind of the fluky nature of it, maybe kind of just kill some of the momentum you guys had?
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought we played really well, and that fluky goal was bounced off a couple different guys and went through our goalie's legs. So it was a fluky goal against. But again, it's exhibition, and you just want to keep playing and try and get a solid 60-minute game and well, it was a little more than 60 tonight, but I just thought we got away from our game in the middle of the game. The last probably 6-7 minutes of the first period and most of the second, I didn't like the way we played. But after that in the third, I thought we got back and got more pucks to the net, more guys at the net, and being a little more aggressive.
Jason, over the right.
Just playing off that, Pickard had a couple of tough bucks that went by him tonight. How do you think he played overall?
He was fine. I mean, the couple of those goals, the first goal, I mean, you wish it wouldn't go through his legs, but it was a lucky goal. So it's a bad break for him. The second goal, I don't think he saw it at all. I think it was a screen. One of our guys screened him out high, so he didn't see it until it went in the net. And then obviously the third goal in overtime. I mean, that was a bang play that he didn't really have much of a chance on. So I thought, he didn't get a whole lot of work, but I thought he was fine. And like you said, most nights those first two goals aren't going to go in.
Jesse and then Danny.
Coach, you've talked about the last two games, the two preseason games coming up are the ones that you want to use to get ready. How close to what we're going to see in the regular season were the lines tonight? Is it still completely off, or are you starting to kind of settle in?
No, we're trying to settle in. I mean, obviously James Neal's starting to skate with us now, and he's probably not going to play the next couple of preseason games, but he's getting closer and closer every day. So we see where he goes, and again, I mean, you like to see the Shippers line another game and see how they get along. And, they weren't as good tonight as I thought they were the first night, but they were still okay. They were just okay.
Danny Webster, NHL.com. Turk, Higa really didn't do much on the score sheet tonight, but he was very aggressive, had a couple shots that hit off the post. Overall, he's had a really strong preseason. What have you seen from him, and what do you like about how he's played so far?
Yeah, no, he's been good. He's played well, and he's taken advantage of an opportunity, and I don't think he's got as much ice time as he probably could have got tonight, but we had some different power play units, and he wasn't on the power play, so he probably didn't get as much ice time as he had in the prior games when we were different lineups. So, you got your top players playing power play, and he didn't get much of that, and it probably affected his game a little bit, but still, I thought he played pretty well.
Ron?
Thanks. Coach Ron Futrell, 8 News Now. The new slashing rules, what are your thoughts on how they're implemented? The players seem to always be perplexed that they're being called for slashing now, that much more restrictive.
You know what, they called a lot of those slashing calls last year, the stick and all that, and anywhere near the hands, but this year they're just being tighter, and it's going to be called. The referees told us from the first preseason game on, if you're going to slash guys' sticks anywhere near the hands, it's going to be called. So there was a couple tonight that people say, oh, it was a bad call, but they told the guys know, and the guys, so the guys sort of smile when they get those calls against them, but they know it's going to be called. And then, and if we're going to allow slashing, and guys are going to break their fingers like what happened last year a couple of times. So if they're trying to take it out of the game, and instead of slashing, put your stick in the pocket. That's what they're trying to tell the guys. And the guys are smart, and they're getting better, and there wasn't near as many calls as there was the first couple games.
Jesse, you mentioned the fight a little bit, but Derek England coming in there and kind of protecting his guy that had a little bit of a cheap shot on him right before that. Were you proud of him, and is that kind of setting the tone for the team that he's that guy?
Well, we all know what Derek England is. He's a character guy, he's a leader guy, and he's a physical player, so he's going to stand up for his teammates. And, fighting, there's not going to be a whole lot of fights. It's sort of out of the game a little bit. There's still a little bit involved, but I don't see that happening every night. I don't see, I want guys to stand up and play tough for your teammates and stand up for your teammates. You don't have to fight for your teammates every night, but what Derek done tonight was perfect.
2 Vince, and take one more after that.
Coach, you mentioned how there was a dip in play in the second period. Being that it's an exhibition game, is it one of those that you need to lay into the guys to say get back up, or do you let them see how they respond on their own in a game like this?
No, you address it between the second and third period. You talk about, what we didn't do. I mean, we weren't putting pucks to the net. We weren't battling. We had no rebound chances in the second period at all. There was no second shots. And when that happens against the team that you played tonight, I think it's about our work ethic. And I thought we got it work in the second period. So we address it a little bit. We're not going to yell at guys. I mean, it's preseason, and guys are getting ready for training camp. And I understood it. As a player, it's the same thing, You're going out there and you're trying to get ready for October 6th, your first game. So, as a coach, you try and push and you try and make them have their best shifts, but you totally understand it.
Anything else for Coach? Last one here, Jason.
Yeah, just real quick, 24 minutes on the Shea Theater tonight. Talk about him and, heading into the cut day or whatever. Just 24 minutes, it was significantly more than other players.
Yeah, he's a young player, and Ryan Miguel coached the D, so you got to ask him about the 24 minutes. But no, truthfully, he's a young player that plays a lot of minutes, and he's a big horse. And I thought he played a pretty solid game tonight overall. He's got some talent and skills, so I didn't check the minutes, and to be honest with you right now, so that's good minutes for him.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Coach. We'll have the transcript available.